Coach Massi here from M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance with another episode of Move Your Feet. And today we're continuing on with our objective measure shorts. We're playing around with different ways, creative ways of objective measures. We all know the standards, but in the past few episodes, we've been dealing with the different types of creative ways that we deal with our objective measures. And today we're going to deal with the 4-2-4. Actually more like the 2-4-2, but 4-2-4 sounds better. But in any event, it's simple. All you need is some cones, you need a measuring tape, you need a stopwatch, and you need a body. So Josh, you can come on in. Coach Josh is going to come in. And as he works his way to the back, what you're going to see is you're going to see 7 cones that are actually set apart at 2 yards. They're 2 yards apart, 7 of them. And you're going to coach the athlete to move through these cones, and they're going to start in the back cones. He's going to actually start on the second cone, and that's going to be the position where he's going to go from. This is a measure of their lateral abilities, lateral speed, lateral power, only in shuffling. We're not going to cross the feet. You're going to provide them with instruction that it's a shuffling drill, a shuffling measure, and of course we would have demonstrated the movement for Josh before. One of the most important mentions you're going to have here is the element of when they get to these last cones. When they get to the last cones and they hit the 7th cone, you want to remind them that they have to come back to shuffle all the way through, otherwise they will not complete the drill or the objective measure. The clock will start when he moves, and it will end when they cross this last cone or this line. I like to coach this, or basically lead people through their first time through, by being up and kind of going through it with them. We're at a little bit of an awkward angle in the facility, so forgive me if I go off frame, and I would just be pointing to these cones. You want to tell them also, each time you encounter a cone, your foot has to cross the imaginary line, otherwise that disqualifies you. So you can also tell them, keep your heels apart, don't open your toes, and don't get stuck leaning. There are a lot of previous videos we did about lateral movement that I suggest you take a look at. And real quick, when I said that, we want to make sure they're not clicking their heels. We want to make sure they're not opening their toe. We want to make sure they're not, even worse, opening their hip as they move through this drill. We want to make sure that they're not bobbing up and down, and we actually have a video out there called the Bob Stopper. And we want to make sure that they're not leaning incorrectly. So if I'm moving this way and I know I have to go back that way, I don't want to spend time on top of my body if I know my angle should be this way. And this is where we get into the inside and outside edges of our feet and efficacy for that. We have a lot of good videos out there that you guys could take a look at. So for now, we're going to have Josh run this about half speed, just so you can get the idea. So you'll tell him it's going to be on you, and we're going to actually point at these things. Ready? On you. So he hits that there, now here, now back here, now right here, then back to this one, then over to this one, then back to that one, then hit this one, then back to that one. You're here, now you got to come back to this one, and then he's going to shuffle through, and boom, that's his time, and he could stay off camera because that's the entire drill. So even at half speed, it looks good. Check his efficacy. Was he vertical? Was he too much anterior tilt? It's really not that much of a variable when it comes to this. Your variables are obviously going to be your footwear, your surface, and making sure that you have the constants of 2 yards apart, 7 cones, and put the markers on your turf. Little pieces of tape, something like that. Until next time, this is Coach Massi from M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance saying greatness is forged, not fabricated. That's your day.